Hello, this is Broyar, and welcome back to another episode of our Let's Play for Farming Simulator 22 as we continue our bacon and eggs rug here on Elmcreek, just finishing up the sunflowers. Already got the guy cultivating this field, getting that rolling. Get you dropped off so we can get started on the corn. I'm also doing the lime on that field, although that guy's being dumb. Let me get you fixed, my friend. I mean, I'm okay with you coming over to the small field, but keep going to the big field as well. Also, I did check our pig situation. And if I did my math right, we have 90 pigs being born next month. 90. That's a lot of pigs. So I need to figure out how I'm going to handle that. There's a couple ways I can handle that. I could just let them overflow and not even worry about it. I could go sell a bunch of pigs to at least make room. Like, if I'm going to sell pigs, I probably want to sell the younger pigs. Because those are the ones that are just further away from being profitable anyway. I don't know. That's actually kind of a tough call on if I want to do that even at all. 90 pigs though. That's a lot of pigs. And I think I only have room for 18 is what we said. So we would be losing 72 pigs worth of just whatever. And 72 pigs even at the cheapest rate. We'll check that here in a second. 72 pigs at baby months, which would be these guys right here. I mean, it's not a lot to be fair, but what's 72 times 88 if they were... And I guess if we fast forward to the end of the month when they were fully healthy, they might be worth $100. We'll do 88 just because we know they're going to at least be worth that much. So 72 times 88. I mean, that's $6,000 worth of pigs that we just lose if I don't do something. I don't know. It's an interesting thought. You're good. So let's get you set up on the corn. Now, 72 pigs at $1,200 a piece. It's, you know what, like $90,000. So if they were to grow long, you know, stick around long enough, that would be amazing because that's a lot of pigs. But yeah, I don't know how we're going to handle that, to be honest. Because it's, let's see here, where's the ones that are old enough to reproduce? There's 18 there, so that's two sets, two. That's one more set, so that's three. There's 4 sets, that's 7. And 3 sets, that's 10. 10 sets of pigs reproducing next month. I mean, selling these, I mean, wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. I don't know. I actually don't know how I'm going to handle that. Probably need to do some math to try and figure out, like, what's the most efficient. Is it better to sell the more expensive pigs or the cheaper pigs? Keeping around the more expensive pigs, the ones that are older, in my mind is better because they at least still produce more slurry, more manure, all that kind of stuff. But the pig value that you gain each month, I mean, in 1 month, they double, actually 2 months looks like, they double in price, right? And then these are another month further along, there's another $40 there a piece, so they definitely start scaling up pretty quickly. Yeah, I don't know. Right here, sitting in front of you guys, I don't actually know what the right answer is. Next month is egg selling month. That'll be good for us. Really, the only thing keeping us from having another chicken coop, another full 360 egg, chickens for eggs, is how much grain we can produce. I don't think we're quite producing enough grain for the pigs and the chickens. Honestly, even right now, I don't know if we're producing enough for both. I was going to keep going until I started running out and then start figuring out how to handle that situation, but it would be nice to have a bunch more chickens at some point. I mean, I could eventually, I don't know if it's a now thing or an eventually thing, you know, buy this field and just put some sort of grain crop on there. I technically do still have a lot of this over here still, even with what we put down. Let's see, where's the farmland? I still have a lot over here, but I don't know how easy it's going to be to set up a field back there on that really hilly soil. It might be worth trying to figure out something back there. I mean, I could flatten it out a bit behind that thing and still kind of I don't know. I might play around with that over there. We could probably put quite a bit of a decent sized sorghum or some other grain type of crop back there, whatever we decide to do, just to kind of get us something for the chickens and justify another chicken coop. I actually don't think there's any value in doing that little strip there. The amount that we spend on the lime, I think, would be outweighed by any benefit. In fact, I don't know that there is much of a benefit. I don't think it would count against us too much if we ignored that. Let's come over here and start liming this field. Also need to go ahead and get you cultivated in a couple spots that for some reason missed. I mean, the field doesn't have to be perfectly flat to put crop on it, right? So we might be able to figure something out over there even without it being flat. Okay. Got all that done. We don't need the cultivator anymore. We will need the plow here in a bit. Well, I call it a plow. I know I've said this before. I'm going to use the plow word because that's the purpose it's serving for us, but it is a subsoiler. I'll go ahead and drag it out there just to get it out there to the field, and then I need to bring the sunflowers to drop them off. And then I might put a little skip in the video so I can go away and do some math. Figure out my pig plan. I can't imagine it's better to just let the pigs reproduce and not have a place to put them. I would have to imagine that is not worth it to us, but I could be wrong. Actually, not sure I'm going to do that math. Figure out some sort of spreadsheet that can kind of give me the information I need. Alright, we'll need this trailer for the corn. And then I think the harvester's far enough along we can at least start on the plowing at this point. Are you good? Or you still need it? Oh, you got more strip to do. This strip's wide enough to justify, I think. Still a little bit of a waste, but definitely wider than that other one. Alright, that's all the fields limed except the corn. Get that here momentarily. All right, I'm going to let these guys finish up these two cornfields while I go do some math. We'll be back here in a moment. All right, I'm back. I did go look up kind of the values and things of pigs, and actually I say I looked them up. I actually just looked at this list here because we've got enough of a variance that I was able to get the math down properly, as well as the fact that what I did look up was how much food they eat at different age groups and how much slurry manure they produce at different age groups. So the most profitable pigs to sell, just from a pig standpoint, are the 0-month pigs, because at 0 months they're worth $100 a piece. Every month after that, all the way up to the 24-month mark, they only gain about $46 per month. There's a couple months where they only gain 45, but ignore that. Basically $46 per month. So if the very first month is worth $100, every month after that's worth $46. Obviously, the first month, the 0 month, is, in this context, the best time to sell them, because not only are they worth the most, but they also have eaten the least. But on the flip side, they've also produced the least amount of slurry and manure. Progressively, as you progress through the months, they get less and less valuable, I guess, in a way, because even the 2-month-old pigs are worth, what, $80 a month or something like that, depending on how you want to look at it, or if you want to divide by 3, I guess, because, if we're going to count this as the first month, these are what, $65 a month, which is more than the 46, right? Once we hit 24 months, they're right at that $46 plus a little bit extra for that first 0 month. But that value per month goes down a little bit. Again, not counting the amount of slurry and manure they produce. But what that tells me is the only other argument to be made would be the reproduction cycles. If we were to sell a bunch of these baby pigs, then there might become a gap where we just don't have a proper reproduction in there, and it may kind of come back and bite us a little bit. It's hard to tell when I'm just looking at it, and I didn't really set up a spreadsheet or anything like that. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to sell enough of the baby pigs, the younger the better, because I want the older pigs to continue to produce as much slurry and manure as possible. I just want them to continue to do that, as well as produce, continue to have babies, right? If we were to sell all these pigs down here, well, then we're not losing any reproduction today. I mean, down the road again we are, but not today. And I think that will work out okay for us. So I think that's going to be the plan, is to sell all the little baby pigs, which does mean I can go ahead and get you over there, start picking up some pigs for us. And what did I say? We need to sell, we have room for 18 and we're going to make 90. So we need to sell 72 pigs. It's a lot of pigs to sell off this month. But it's going to be worth a decent chunk of money for us. So I think it's going to be worth it. Let me make sure you guys are unblocked. You are. Okay. So yeah, let's go ahead and grab this. This trailer holds what, 13? I know I've looked at it a couple times already. I just keep forgetting how much it actually holds. Let's see. Trailer holds 13. How much does the semi-trailer hold? Just because I'm curious now. Someday it would be nice to bump up to that. Just from a nice 36. Well, that is a multiple of 9. So, in fact, I need to sell 72 right now. That would be 2 trips with a semi. I mean, someday. Maybe not right now, but someday. Let's go ahead and... Oh, okay, you got a full grain. Let me just cancel you and we'll get you over there to empty out on your own. Again, starting with the youngest, working our way up. So we'll grab these, I think 18. Oh, I guess we can only grab 13. That's fine. So we'll start with those. Get you sent up there. Let me just keep track of this. You're finishing up. You are done. Let's go get this done over here. All right, where would the line be drawn if I were to do... So again, we're starting at the bottom, so that's 5 more pigs there, so that'll be 18. So I said 72, so that is what, 8 stacks. So that would be 2 there, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so yeah, that'll be up through this. I'll actually leave 9 of those pigs there, the 3-month-olds. And I think that'll work out. And then we'll get 72 next month, which gives us a whole bunch of babies. Now again, we're resetting the puberty clock. So an argument could be made that that is the wrong direction, but I think this will still work out. And then we'll have a bunch more pigs coming. We'll actually have 27 more the month after that. And another 9 there. So we'll have 36 more pigs coming right after that. So we'll probably be selling 70, you know, half of those 72 even as well. I think this will all work out. I think this math, I think, is good for us. It makes sense to me. I mean, there could be an argument could be made to have exactly half the pen be adult pigs that we never sell and just produce mass amounts of straw or mass amounts of manure and slurry and all that kind of stuff. And then the other half of pigs are 0-month-old pigs that we sell every single month, right? Or every single, I guess, every 3 months, right? I mean, I can see an argument for that to some degree, but I don't know if that's the direction we want to go. Make sure you're not doing something stupid. What? Oh. I mean, by doing it this way, each trip becomes, you know, less valuable, but all said and done, we will be selling about another 10K worth of pigs this month that we would have lost, right? I still think, I'm trying to remember, I'm sure I'm missing something. It feels like this math works out. Sell the younger ones, get the most amount of slurry and manure from the older ones, because that's where a big chunk of our money is going to come from. It's not just from selling the pigs, it's also from the byproducts. And I think that all works out. Wish this plow was a little bit bigger, because I might be using that here soon. Let me do something real quick while I'm kind of letting these guys automate just a smidge. Just borrow a little bit of money just because I want to come up here and I want to go to construction. And we're going to come up to the spot up, where is it? Oh, wrong way. Up here. And we're going to see where we would fit a field up here. I mean, there's a lot of space up here. Is it? We could even fit one like sideways here, maybe. How, did we literally go up to the tree line, or no? Basically that building right there all the way down. So you're doing all right, buddy? You're doing all right. So building right here, kind of midpoint of that. That's still pretty far. We could put a pretty good sized field up here, especially if we were to like kind of flatten out the land here, take the high point and just smooth it out, or take the low point. Actually, taking the low point down here might be okay, because that would help even out some of this anyway. Make it less of a hump. We're going to look. We're going to see what this does. I mean, this might not be ultimately worth it or not. I don't know. We're going to say take level. Use the mouse. We will make it a little bit bigger. We're going to change the shape. And we're going to take it from, I don't know, down here somewhere. And I guess we can go through that part right there. I mean, this is going to cost us a lot of money, but I think it'll all end up being okay. Oh, it is dropping a lot more than I expected over here. Yeah, that's going to be very... I mean, I think we'll make the money back off the first set of crop effectively. Like, we could just sell... we could just put a cash crop over here and sell it and just make up some money for the construction cost. That might be a good way to do it. That is definitely going to cost a bit more to plow out or to kind of flatten out than I expected. I guess I could have just done smoothing. Maybe that's what I should have done. I mean, it's too late now. Just smoothed off a little bit at the top. Still kept a little bit of a curve. I mean, land is not perfectly flat. Usually. By the time I flattened that land out, we might have been better off just buying some. It's one of those things I probably should have just saved, done offline. That way if I messed it up, I could always undo the save and save ourselves some money and stuff just from experimenting. Because sometimes it's hard to tell until you kind of try it out, right? Let me just go back over there, and I'm gonna do. I might just soften. I don't know why I use the T. Soften. See if I can fix this without as much money by just doing that. Let's see. Again, we're gonna end up borrowing more money than I meant to. Just to landscape. It's not ideal, but that's all right. I don't want to go undo this save now. But again, in retrospect, probably always a good idea to save stuff before you start playing around with things. If I can leave a little bit of a hump and kind of get this kind of maybe cost. I still think it costs the same though, right? Wouldn't it? It's hard to tell. And I don't know if this is really going to end up being beneficial to us to do it this way or not. Can I just strengthen it? Let's see. That is L. Yeah, I mean, once I strengthen it to actually make it worth clicking the button for, it ends up being still pretty expensive. Although maybe not too bad. I mean, it's only cost us a couple $1,000 now compared to the, what, 40,000 bucks I spent a second ago. If I can get this kind of smoothed out a little bit, I might just leave it as a hump and figure out how to plow up here with it as is. That's barely doing any money right now. I'm going to have to go over there and check because it's going to be hard for me to see from over here. right, let's just run over there. We'll run over there and check real quick. Like I said, spent money I probably should. Again, retrospect, I will do that again in the future. I will save and play with it offline to make sure I can undo something I make a mistake on it. It's really hard to see how bad the slope is. Okay, no, it's still pretty bad. Yeah, that's too bad. I mean, this up here wouldn't be terrible. This down here is pretty bad. So yeah. We can make this work up here if I want to just kind of start with this. Or I could just suck it up and get it done. Which part of me wants to do that, even though it's probably not the right idea. All right, let's get you jumped off. Oh, sorry, buddy. I was trying to move back to the other guy. I'll come back to him in a second. He's running into a sign. It's a sign. Let's get you finished over here. We'll go rescue our other guy that I just have running into a wall right now. Sorry, buddy. It's my fault. I'm sorry. Who put that sign there? All right, we're going to put a cut in there. When we come back, I will probably have figured out something for that little hill over there. If you come back and I'm way further in debt, it's because I just decided to just get it done. It's very likely what's going to happen. The good news is that if I just spend a whole bunch of money flatten that out, the amount of chickens we can get and the eggs from the chickens, we will eventually pay for that and then some. So it will work out in the long run. It's just, yeah, the mistakes might have been made and I don't know how to undo them other than just deal with it. So that's all right. I do appreciate you guys watching. May God bless you, and I hope you join me again next time. Thank you and goodbye. I wanted to give a special shout out to the following channel members. Thank you so much for supporting the channel.